Let me read these staggering statistics to you. Last year, 45,000 suicides in the United States, 85% were men. 740,000 suicides on a global scale, 75% of them were men. That's twice as many as the women around the world. That is twice as many suicides than anybody else. What the fuck is going on? Hey, I'm Chris Kourtakis, and I'm a licensed therapist, and today I want to talk to you about men's mental health. One of the reasons I actually became a counselor was to tell men it is okay to go talk to somebody. It is okay to be able to focus on your mental health. It is okay to let people know that you're struggling. It is okay that if you need to go talk to somebody, that you find somebody that you can talk to. You know, when we go into counseling, and one of the things that I'm doing is I'm changing the way men receive counseling. Using a method that I use is called solution-focused based therapy. And what that does is it provides hope. It provides your best hopes. It gives you an outlook on what's going on, because a lot of times we can't fix what's behind us, but we can absolutely describe what we want moving forward. We've been programmed as men at such a young age to don't cry, sissies cry, man up, toughen up, get your shit together, and all these things. And, the men that raised us before, they potentially had issues and they were beaten, or they were raised in a different time or a different generation and they had different problems. But yet here we are passing these traits down from generation to generation. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay to let people know you're struggling. It is okay to ask questions that you don't know the answers to. If you're struggling at work, talk to a counselor or a life coach. If you don't know how to get to the next level, talk to a life coach. If you're having problems in your marriage and you don't know who to talk to, go find a counselor that you can actually connect with. Again, it might take you 2, 3, or 4 times to find that right person, but when you do, I'm going to tell you what, it is one of the greatest feelings in the world to be able to talk and get things off your chest. Because I know right now, we can go with our buddies out Friday night, drink a beer, watch a game. We could talk sports all day long. But if we say, hey, I'm really having problems in my marriage, they're going to look at you and say, fucking toughen up. Or they're going to say, everything else in the world. And it's just not good advice. But, to find that counselor and to seek mental health that you really need, it's going to be priceless. And, we forget that mental health is what controls a lot of our body. You got high blood pressure? Talk about mental health. You've got stress and anxiety? Let's talk about mental health. I can guarantee that a lot of the health problems that you're having physically could be related to mental health. Not sleeping well? Could be mental health. Just when's the last time that you recommended a therapist to one of your buddies and that was having a problem? And we always hear it when it's too late. Oh, I didn't know he was having a problem. And we're talking about him at his funeral because he committed suicide and we didn't know there was an issue. Why? Because he had to hide it. Why did he have to hide it? Because of the stigmas that are out there about men's mental health. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit today, and I'm calling it right now. It is okay to see a therapist. It is okay to ask for help. It is okay that if you're not figuring things out or if you're struggling, it is okay for yourself to work on things that you didn't know you needed to work on and to find out and ask yourself questions that you don't know the answers to. That's what therapy is for. That is what counseling is for. And that's the difference between a good therapist and a great therapist. They're going to help you find your best hopes so that you can succeed in life, so that you can answer some of those questions, so you can get some of this off your chest. You know what? We're human. We're no different than women. And when it comes down to heartbeats and biological connectedness, and yeah, our brains are programmed differently, but it doesn't mean that our thought process has to be different. You know what? Women gossip, women go out and they do what they need to do and they talk about their feelings. Guys, we're not going to do it. Let's just say we're not going to sit at a bar and say, I wish I was hugged more or loved more as a child or anything else. We're not going to. But that doesn't mean that we can't go talk to a therapist to figure out how we can correct some of these issues with intimacy. Why are we not intimate with our wives? Why are we not more engaging? Why can't I find a wife? Why can't I find a girlfriend? Why can't I find a steady partner? Why don't I have any friends? It is okay to ask for the help that you need. It is okay to ask for that help that you deserve. Again, I'm Chris Kourtakis. I'm a licensed therapist, and I work with high-achieving individuals. I work with power couples, and I work with the people that normally don't ask the questions or seek help. But when they do and they come to find it and see me, I'll tell you what, when they come out and they go on the other side, they're going, I wish I'd have done this 10 years ago. I wish I'd have done this 30 years ago. Where were you all my life? When they walk out, they feel better than when they walked in. And that's the goal of counseling. I want you to find your best hopes. And I want you to also know it is okay to ask for help. You know what? I come from a Greek heritage, and, there's a stigma that, Greek men don't ask for help. I've been around the Latino community. Mexican men don't ask for help. South American men, Colombian men are strong. We don't ask for help. You know what? Bullshit. This is the 2026. This is a different age. This is a different, generation. And we can't be afraid to ask for what we need. If we need money, we ask for the help. If we need other things, we ask for it. Guys, go home and ask your wife or your partner, your spouse, or whoever it is that you have at home for a hug if you need it. We don't need to be tough and say, God, I wish I got one, but I never did. If you need to talk to somebody about something because of a relationship or emotions, find it, like I said, find that great counselor, but it is okay. It is okay to walk into an office and sit down and say, I need help. I need to talk to somebody. I need to get things off my chest. I need help. And you know what? Once you do, it's going to be amazing how much difference it's going to make in your life and how much change you're going to see just in the immediate, person that you are. You're going to see so much change so quickly that, like I said, you're going to say, why didn't I do this before? Finding that hope, finding that gratitude. But again, at the end of the day, it is okay to ask for help. It is okay that if you need to talk to, you are not a coward, not somebody that is admitting defeat. You are not somebody that's saying that you're a lesser person. In fact, I think you're more of a man if you can walk into my office, sit down with me and talk, because it's those guys. It's the real men that are taking care of business today. There are so many executives and CEOs that I talk about on how to handle things at the office or how to handle things at home. They're making themselves better persons. And how do we better ourselves? We educate ourselves. And how do we educate ourselves? By learning about ourselves. We can't become better leaders if we don't know our faults. We can't become better parents if we don't know our faults. We can't become better husbands if we don't know our faults. And that all starts with asking the questions. And those questions can be asked in counseling. So again, don't be afraid. I know I keep repeating myself that it's okay to get counseling because I want to get this fucking message across. Walk in, pick up the phone, dial, find Psychology Today, find me, find somebody else. It doesn't matter, but it's okay to talk. Those numbers that we read at the beginning, 45,000 suicides and over half are men, 85%. I mean, come on. And not only that, those suicides around the globe, 740,000, 535 are men. Of those 535, they were violent, which tells me that there was anger issues. There was something else bottled up. And you know what? If you have those anger issues, you need to talk to somebody because you're keeping everything inside and it's coming out. It's called deflection, and we can talk about that in a different episode. Become the better version of you. Become the better person that you want to be. Become the best version of the person that you want to become. And that all starts right now with this video, asking for help, scheduling with a counselor, whether it's me, somebody in your area, or somebody else. It doesn't matter. Find them, dial the phone, send the email, schedule the appointment, and figure out what truly is going to work for you and how to become the best version of yourself. Again, I'm Chris Kourtakis. I'm a licensed therapist. If you like this video, please click the button below. If you want to hear more content that we are making, please hit the subscribe button. Please share this video if you think there's somebody out there that can benefit from hearing that men's mental health is positive and that men's mental health is something that you need to share and boast, and it's okay, and we shouldn't be making fun of anybody that wants to go to counseling. You can check more about this on my website at askchrisk.com. Again, that's askchrisk.com, and I am a huge supporter of men's mental health, and I will continue to push as much as I can until that number for suicide rates in men goes down to zero, because everybody deserves a chance to get help. And everybody deserves the chance to become the best version of themselves. And it starts today.